Jordan Miller is back on a two-way with the Clippers, and movies are killing my love for movies. Welcome into Clippers Talk.
Clips fans.
Clippers talk with Adam Osland. After every game, download every pod. Clippers talks the name. He's a basketball talking golden god.
New episodes after every game on demand.
Follow Clippers Talk wherever you get your podcasts.
Clippers.
Good to be with you guys on a Saturday. D. Damari is in here first. Appreciate you. Believe in Knicks. Bo Nix is in here. And I'm here. Didn't think I was going to be. But we got a little bit of news that dropped, so I'm a little bit tongue-tied. I should have done my tongue twisters before starting a show here. Toy boat, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York. So, this just in. I don't know. I'm going to say Law Murray had it first, but it wasn't just him reporting this, as we wanted to source everything to make sure it's real and spectacular. Michael Scotto said, the Los Angeles Clippers and Jordan Miller have agreed to a two-way deal, sources told Hoops Hype. He played 37 NBA games last season and was named to the All-Summer League first team, averaging 22 points on 53% shooting and 39% on three-pointers, with 7.8 rebounds per game in the Summer League in their 5 games. I will say he was at 33% from three till he went 2 of 2 in the final game to get his percentage up to 39%. Not shade, just facts. I like Jordan Miller. I am happy for him. Law Murray also had this, because if someone else is back on a two-way, who is off a two-way contract? We know Kobe Sanders, Trenton Flowers, and Patrick Baldwin Jr. was on a two-way contract. He is being waived. The team has interest in bringing Patrick Baldwin Jr. back on an Exhibit 10 if he clears waivers, but Jordan Miller will return on a two-way contract. Okay. I'm happy about this overall. I think it's the right move. Jordan Miller looked better than Patrick Baldwin Jr. did and has gotten a little bit more time and experience out there than Patrick Baldwin obviously has at the NBA level. And I think there's more upside to Jordan Miller at this point. Ty Washington Jr. on Exhibit 10. I'm not as familiar with Ty. Let me get familiar with him. He was with the Phoenix Suns last year on a two-way contract, but he was somebody that, he did some things in college. He was a first-round pick, 29th overall pick of the 2022 NBA draft, 6'3" point guard. Had some memorable games for Kentucky, like when he had 17 points and 17 assists in a win over Georgia, surpassing John Wall's single-game record for assists. He had a 28-point game. The Clippers are trying to see if he has some of that high-end talent, as you know, guys that went to Kentucky typically do. I think that is the idea here. Bo Leave and Nick said he was fun to watch in the G League last year. Ty or Patrick Baldwin Jr. or Jordan Miller? Which guy are you talking about? Let me see. Where did Ty? Okay, he played his high school ball in Phoenix, so it made sense that he was with Phoenix last year after initially being selected by Memphis in 2022 with the 29th overall pick. They traded him to Minnesota on draft night for Jake LaRavia. Okay. Timberwolves traded Washington to Houston for Wendell Moore. Then Ty Washington made his preseason debut with Washington. or with Houston. Look, this is like a real Charlie Day FBI pin and string board as you're trying to connect the dots here and figure out where he started, where he ended up. So he was in Houston, then Milwaukee, then Phoenix, but he was a Kentucky guy. Ty Lue, some people are saying. Ty Washington. I don't watch a lot of college ball, guys. You gotta understand that. Not till the tournament, at least, like the rest of us casuals, because the tournament, it just condenses everything into a Game 7-like atmosphere. Ty Washington is entering year 4 as a professional basketball player. The former first-round pick in the 2022 draft is still searching for a long-term home, but he has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Clippers. Spent his rookie season with Houston and appeared in 31 games, averaged 5 points, poor shooting splits, then spent time the last 2 years in Milwaukee and then with Phoenix on a 2-way contract last year. But he was key to Kentucky during this 21-22 season. An injury-riddled season. He was a blue-chip recruit, a 5-star guy. Yeah, I'm getting this off of one of Kentucky's websites here. I cited his 17-game assist record. I think he had against Georgia. I did get to that. So here's what you have right now with the Clippers, since people are asking about it. Here were the guys that were on the 2 ways. It was Kobe Sanders, their second-round pick this season, Trenton Flowers, and Patrick Baldwin Jr. Patrick Baldwin Jr. was waived so they could get Jordan Miller back on a 2-way. After he was waived 3 weeks ago, a week before Summer League, I told you guys it seemed to be the law of diminishing returns with Patrick Baldwin Jr. He had a really good first game against Milwaukee, I want to say, and struggled afterwards. And his defense, well, it leaves a lot to be desired on that end. And if shots aren't falling from the outside, even though his shooting overall, his shooting stroke, I should say, looks good, he wasn't knocking him down. I wanted him to desperately. It just didn't happen after that first game. So the Clippers, I think, did the right thing. I kind of anticipated this happening. I'll pull up his summer league stats, but Patrick Baldwin Jr. averaged 15 points on 39% shooting and just 24% from the outside. His totals were 29 3-pointers taken. He'd only made 7 of them. That is 24% from 3. And I'll even contextualize Jordan Miller as I did earlier. He was shooting 33% from 3 going into the last game against the Grizzlies in Summer League. Just about a week ago? It was last Sunday. He went 2 of 2. Because he only ended up taking 26 total 3-pointers in Summer League, him going 2 of 2 in that one game took his 3-point percentage from 33% to almost 39%. So it's 10 of 26 overall shooting from him. And he had a worse Summer League than he did the year before. But he had a better Summer League than Patrick Baldwin Jr. And I think this is the right move. Jordan Miller averaged 22 points per game, shot 53% from the field, 8 boards, and overall just looked much more competent and more seasoned as a player, and he is older than Patrick Baldwin Jr. And if they're going to need help this season, and with how deep they are with the moves they have made, I don't know how many of these young guys are going to play, but if they are going to need help, I think there's a better chance Jordan Miller can help right now than Patrick Baldwin Jr. Therefore, he's on the 2-way. Best of luck to Patrick Baldwin Jr. he still may be back with the Clippers in some capacity. PBJ. Jordan Miller, though, I'm happy for him because he says all the right things, and obviously he was devastated, I'm sure, after being waived about a week before Summer League started. That was rough to see. Some are saying Ty Washington, I'm going to have to look up his stats, shot 43% from three the past couple seasons in the G League. We'll see what the volume was there. Because, I mean, like the G League is not the NBA, but you'd rather see guys at least shoot that well from the outside. Yeah, that's accurate. He did shoot that well. He was averaging about 22 points per game the last 2 years in the G League, and we're talking about almost 50 games of a sample size with Ty Washington. So that's good to see. Almost 8 assists per game the last couple of years. And he's, 23 years of age now. Why not? Take a risk on a guy, or low risk, high reward, I guess. Take a flyer on a guy that had that much potential coming out of college, big recruit, 1 year in Kentucky, late first round pick. It's kind of the same thing as PBJ. He was a late first round pick too. So I don't hate the move. You could say it was predictable. And once again, it was Law Murray who had it first of The Athletic. At Law Murray, the NU is where you find him. But feel bad for Patrick Baldwin Jr. Happy for Jordan Miller being back. Some mixed emotions, but I'm glad Jordan Miller, I think, is closer to being NBA ready. And just in case of emergency break glass, they need somebody to help. Jordan Miller, he at least got time, a significant amount of time, last year up with the Clippers. I mean, for everybody that said, oh, Ty Lue doesn't play young guys, doesn't give them a chance to develop, like Jordan Miller had a legit shot. I can pull up his game log right here and prove it. He had a game where he played 30 minutes. He didn't look good enough. He didn't take advantage of his minutes well enough. He started off playing decent out there, and then it kind of tailed off, unfortunately. You look at the beginning of the regular season. 12 minutes, 10, 16, 13, 23 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 11, 15, 24, 24, 32, 15, 20. And he's getting less minutes as he wasn't hitting from the outside. He eventually just stopped taking three-pointers altogether. Look at this, 15 minutes, 1 of 5, doesn't take a three. 14 minutes, 0 of 2, doesn't take a three. 16 minutes, 0 of 1. Once they figured out he favors going to his left all the time and doesn't have much of a counter to it, team sniffed that out. Well, they were able to take away his dominant hand. He didn't have another place to go. And to be fair, I think I only saw him go right once or twice to the basket in Summer League. Maybe he's worked on it, but I didn't see him drastically showing improvement in that area of having just a little bit more in his bag. But Lawrence Frank did say he needs him shooting 37% from the outside. And that was before he was waived, and that was before Summer League. And then in Summer League, technically he shot almost 39% from three. It was 26 attempts from three. So it was kind of more of the same that we had seen from him, but I like Jordan Miller. I hope he's more than just somebody that can dominate at the lower levels, but just is missing a few key moves and a three-point shot to do much at the NBA level. I hope he's more than that. But he's definitely worth continuing to invest in, at least on a two-way contract. I wouldn't expect him to play much unless the Clippers are heavily, heavily injured. They do have an older team. You never know. But him, Kobe Sanders, Trenton Flowers, those are your 3 two-way contracts. Guys who are not on two ways. You got Niederhauser on there. You got Kobe Brown on there, not on a two-way. Cam Christie, not on a two-way. So I don't know if those guys would get more of a shot because of that. Or if Jordan Miller, being almost 26, as he will be in January, should a roster spot open up and they're down many players, he can get in there. Now, remember Lawrence Frank talked about a different strategy coming into this season with how they're going to use young guys and have them up with the bigs more so they can practice with the veterans. So they have an opportunity to show the head coach and the coaching staff that, hey, I've improved on this. If there's a scrimmage going on, they will be there and not in the G League to take advantage of it so that they can show, maybe I can beat this guy out. That's a veteran. To the ongoing viewers of that scrimmage. Now, I would say, how much do you guys really practice in today's NBA anymore? The schedule, it doesn't happen that much, but any chances you get, you want to take advantage of those practices or scrimmages. Jordan Miller definitely looks further along than Patrick Baldwin Jr., who I think maybe just has fatal flaws. Like, I don't know if his defense is ever going to be good enough at the NBA level. I don't. Jordan Miller at least has something that he does well. He needs to have a counter for it, but he can go left. He does have that deceleration, slow down, Euro, two-step. It's awkward, but it works for him. But again, he's got to be able to go right some too, because NBA guys were able to take that away from his game. And said, let's vote hashtag Jordan or hashtag PBJ. Clippers went with who was ready now. And said, we got to keep and continue to draft and develop our young players. Let's go. Hashtag Jordan Miller. Ty, good pickup. Jordan Miller is about to be 26. Ty's 23. But relative to this team, sure. On the younger side. Who is the youngest rotation player on the Clippers right now? Would that be John Collins at 28? Or he will be by the time the season starts? Vita Zubats is already 28. John Collins is getting there. It's okay. It's not. Let me see where Derek Jones Jr. is at. John Collins turns 28 on September 23rd. Let me see when Derek Jones Jr. turns 28 if he hasn't already. Yeah, he turned 28 in February. So I think it's John Collins. Yeah, they're an older team. I forget the exact number people are throwing around, but based off of actual minutes played, based off of where guys were at with how much they played last season, and if they're playing that many minutes this season, the guys who will be out there most on the court, you're talking about an average age of over 33 years. This Clippers team. So it's up there. I just need to see Jordan Miller to continue to improve the three-point shooting. Yes, he shot 39% in Summer League. It was just 26 attempts. Last year, he shot 60% from Summer League. It still didn't translate. I mean, I've watched him pregame put him up And if you're not hitting there well enough from three, it likely isn't going to translate. I mean, these guys, for the most part, in workouts, pregame, they don't miss. The guys who are extremely skilled in one facet of their game at this level in the NBA. And Jordan Miller, I watch him warm up all the time. Like, he's just not there yet. I know he had a no-dip three that he added to his arsenal, and we saw it last year in Summer League, but it's not consistent enough. It didn't translate to the G League. Didn't translate to the NBA level with the minutes he got last season. And quite frankly, he didn't take enough for me to be convinced in Summer League that it's changed. If I go to the Clippers G League numbers from last year, I think he only played, did he really only play one game in G League last year? Can that be right? Let me see. I don't know if I have the right date on here. I can tell you the Ontario Clippers, the year before they moved to San Diego, he played in 23 games in the G League and only shot 30% from the outside. That was during the 23-24 G League season. Last year, he played in, 6 games and shot just 29% from three. So if it's not showing up at the lower levels consistently, is it going to happen at the NBA level? This goes for most young players now. You want to get on the floor? Shoot it from the outside. It's the same problem with Kobe Brown. He also shot 29% from three in his 5 games in the G League last season. And outside of that 1 year, his last year in Mizzou, it just hasn't happened for him. That's it. What does Don McClain say? If you can't shoot, you can't play. That's today's NBA. No matter what position you're playing, okay. If you're a center, if you're a Visa Zubats, yes, you can get away with it. If you're a rim roller and a rim protector, outside of that, you better be able to shoot some. There's certain guys, okay, DJ, Chris Dunn, they're not great shooters. They're still shooting it better than these guys, and they're elite defenders. Like, there's some exceptions, of course. For the most part, if you want to get out there on the floor, Kobe Brown doesn't have anything he's exceptional at. What stands out? That he's kind of good or decent in a lot of different areas, but shooting has not been one of them so far. Jordan Miller, the same. I would say he at least has that ability to go left and finish. But when they take it away, it didn't look pretty. They took away his confidence too last season. So with how deep this team is, it's really hard. It's going to be really hard to get out there on the court. When you do, I know there's a ton of pressure on these guys, but you got to perform. You got to do better than what Jordan Miller showed last year. I was very high on him, no doubt. And I don't want to be overly critical, but I think to some degree he disappointed. Start off all right. He had some decent games where he was showing the same stuff he did in the G League, the same stuff he did in Summer League in the preseason. It was really that last preseason game from Jordan Miller last year against the Kings, who were playing a lot of their guys, including Sabonis, and Keegan Murray was on him, and he really thrived in that last preseason game. I said that was against some NBA competition against guys who were going to be playing. And he took Keegan Murray to school a couple times, and I thought, this is it. This guy's ready. And then one of his early games, he had 11 points, 10 points. He had a 15-point game and a blowout win against Washington, a 14-point game against Portland, 12 points and a loss against Houston. I thought there were some signs there. But then he just seemed to lose complete confidence in his shot after a game against, basically, he had 12 points in a game against Houston on December 8th. The next game he played was against Denver. He went 0 of 2 in 15 minutes, only got up 2 shots, And I remember Russell Westbrook ripped it from him going left. And after that, he just was not the same. Next game against Utah, he goes 1 of 6, 2 points. Next 2 games, he played 4 minutes, doesn't put a shot up. Then goes 4 minutes against Golden State, 0 of 2. 14 minutes against San Antonio, 0 of 1. He just seemed to lose confidence. He stopped being aggressive. He stopped shooting. Had a 1 of 5 game in there later on against Denver. It's just, there is a high bar to clear to be a young guy on this Clippers team and get minutes, especially after this offseason, especially with the depth of this team. Legend of Experiment said, "Are we going to win a championship or not? I want answers now, Adam." Where's my magic 8-ball? Speaking of 8-ball, we'll talk about Happy Gilmore 2 here in a little bit. Elijah Mickelson said, "Jordan Miller, second coming of Shea, gets to play it with CP3, calling it now finals MVP." Jordan Miller's going to be the finals MVP for the Clippers. People said this last year. You know, if you squint, he looks a little bit like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander at times. Shea could go both directions, both hands. He was trying different things. He was much further along while being 5 years younger, 6 years younger than where Jordan Miller is at now, Shea in his rookie year. I'm sorry, but saying a guy's going to be Shea is crazy. Saying Shea back then was going to turn into Shea now was crazy. It's so rare for a guy to get to this level. Yes, him playing with CP3 his first year in OKC, that did wonders for SGA. CP3 can definitely help the young guys. He can help Jordan Miller. I am rooting hard for Jordan Miller to put it together because it does look like there's something there, and it would have stunk to lose him. I thought they were maybe going to. It was a numbers game, and Summer League was a competition. It ended up being between him and a few other guys, and he outperformed. And Patrick Baldwin Jr., he just was not quite good enough. And if you're wondering about Patrick Baldwin Jr. and his G League last year, he shot 37% from the outside. Didn't translate to Summer League. In his 16 games in the G League last year, Patrick Baldwin Jr., 37% from the outside, was scoring 18 points per game. And he had one good game, a decent game, and then a couple of bad games this year in Summer League. But I think his defense, I just don't know if it's NBA level. He was being picked on in Summer League, Patrick Baldwin Jr. If guys can figure out your weaknesses in Summer League where a lot of it's just thrown together, guys don't have a lot of on-court time together. They got like a week to practice. Get your Summer League team ready. And teams out there on the court already have a scouting report on you that you can't play defense and you can get taken off the dribble very easily and you can get into foul trouble very easily. That is a bad sign. You will, without a doubt, be picked on heavily at the NBA level. So I was trying to tell people to pump the brakes on Patrick Baldwin Jr. I mean, there were people in here. There was somebody that said he could be our starting power forward to me on Twitter, believe it or not. Maybe I can find this. I'm not trying to dox a guy or punish him too much, but really, he was saying this stuff. I thought it was wild just because the Clippers had a hole at that position. This was before they got John Collins. Granted, does it matter? That's still nuts. Just because they needed a 4 and he was on the team and he could be their starting. He could go from basically not playing at the NBA level or playing a few games to being their starting 4. Are you kidding me? That's not a hot take. That is, that's insane. Put him in a straitjacket. I'm sorry. You can't say a guy can go from basically not playing, being in the G League, to, oh, he can be our starting four. This guy also admitted, oh, you know what? I didn't see him much in the summer league. It's like, well, then what are you talking about? I don't know. I don't need to pull this receipt, or do I? I don't need to. I didn't need to go down that path anymore, do I? Just I think he commented also on one of my videos, I don't know, a month ago, saying the same thing. There were real Patrick Baldwin truthers out there. I'm not trying to dunk on them or dunk on Patrick Baldwin Jr. I hope he stays with the Clippers somehow. I hope he proves everybody wrong with his defense. It's just asking a lot. If you were being hunted in Summer League, what's going to happen to you all the time in the pros? Sorry, teams switch everything now. You have to be better on the defensive end. It's not hard to see. More is demanded of guys. In this league now, you have to do more than you were asked to do. It's this guy. You know what? I will call him out because I don't like his Twitter handle. It says, Ty Lue ruined my love for basketball. Let me see this. Somebody else was saying the exact same thing. This guy, Rye Reds, I'm ready to see Patrick Baldwin Jr. step up next season and be the four Clippers fans have been waiting on. And then this guy comes in. This is June 27th. Ty Lue ruined my love for basketball. Said, I told @FollowAdamA this, and he laughed in my face. I said, we've met. He said, I commented on one of your videos on Clippers Talk YouTube making this same suggestion. I said, did I explain why that's very unlikely? He said, yup, but like a wise man once said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. PBJ was number one ranked in his class at one point. He can play, and he's the best option the team has at the moment. He needs proper playing time. I think a smart aleck like me said, let's see, to prove he can play, he needs to first do it at lower levels and practice. Then he'll get a shot. This guy goes, he's been in the NBA for 3 seasons now and put up decent numbers in the G League. What more is there to show? Like, give it a trial period to see what he can do. That's all. One thing I don't want to see is 3-guard lineups that Ty Lue has been running the last 2 seasons. 3-guard lineup that helped them still get the 3rd best defense last year. I said, shall I go through all the highly ranked guys who didn't make it? Like, what are we doing here? Someone else pipes in. What does highly ranked guys have to do with anything? There's a young core who needs more run. Front office wants to be competitive, but no, they're not winning it with Harden and Kawhi. So what should be done? I should probably respond to this guy too. What they already did this offseason should be done. They did everything right. They maximized this team's potential. Yes, they brought in more older guys. Cool. If there were younger guys available who were just as skilled as the older guys they brought in, like Brooke Lopez and CP3, then if they were out there for the same price, Clippers would have got him, but that's just not realistic. So then I did kind of dunk on him and said, hope you're paying attention to Summer League and seeing how nuts it was to suggest PBJ could be starting at the 4. Long way to go. He goes, haven't been keeping up with Summer League, but outside looking in, he has been disappointing given the potential he has. This take was before we got Collins anyways. I didn't think the front office would be able to get him given the asset situation. I said, how are you going to say a guy should be starting without even watching him? He said, it's the off season. I've got stuff to do than go watch highlights. When the actual season starts, that's when I'm more tuned in. He was doing better in the G League against better competition. Maybe he played down to the competition in the Summer League. I said, LOL, okay. Also, I responded to is a wise man once said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, which is not the definition of insanity. I said, a wiser man will tell you that's not the definition. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's providing content for me now. If you say I'm a receipt merchant, guilty as charged. But what should I say to this guy now? Should I say something else? People are getting their popcorn ready. People are laughing about this. You guys like this stuff. Let's see. Why? I'm just gonna say, He said he acted like I was crazy for laughing in his face for saying that Patrick Baldwin Jr. should be the starting four for the Clippers. And now he's been waived. Like, I'm sorry that it's so mean that I'm pointing out that it's a wild, crazy, and just ludicrous take to say Patrick Baldwin Jr. should have been their starting four. I'm sorry if I come across as a dick because I'm pointing out what I think is the obvious. He's not. He hasn't proven anything close to that yet. Guys have to do it on the lower levels before they get a shot at the NBA levels. I'm sorry. Yeah. I guess I should have said I told you so. I was nicer than that. I just said, Like, how about not saying crazy stuff? How about be a little bit measured with things? To not give me the opportunity to eventually dunk on this, what was an obvious take at first glance that was going to age poorly. Ice Cold Beverage said, didn't watch Summer League and no longer loves basketball. I'm sure he has great takes. It's like, dude, Clippers have an opening at the 4 spot. Patrick Baldwin Jr. Put him in. Let's have him start. Should I respond to the other guy too? You know what? I'm going to. What should I say to this guy? Because he was a little bit more testy with me. He asked for this. There's a young core who needs more run. Front office wants to be competitive, but no, they're not winning with Kawhi and Harden. So what should be done? Exactly what was done. They maximized this off season correctly. Boom. Sorry, I'm not trying to be Tony Stark with the bombs going off behind him. Look at me. It's just, you know why I keep receipts? Because people should be accountable for what they say. So they think before the next time they say something that stupid. And they actually learn something from this experience. That's all it is. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help. Really. If nobody holds you accountable for saying such wild stuff, then you're bound to do it again. My point is, like with Quentin Cornett, who said all Zubats does is dunk. I called him out for it. I brought the facts of the matter to the case, and now he doesn't say that anymore. And now I think he has a more measured approach. And now we're friends. Quentin Cornett said, according to Law Murray, the Clippers want to bring back Baldwin Jr. to an Exhibit 10 deal. 1 year non-guaranteed that can be converted to a two-way once he clears waivers. Well, they don't have another two. That's not exactly. See, Quentin, that's not exactly what Law Murray said. That's not, Jordan Miller will return on a two-way, not Patrick Baldwin Jr. Like, why do I have to look at the bad guy for wanting to be accurate with information here? LA Clippers will waive Patrick Baldwin Jr. Team, yes, is interested in bringing back Patrick Baldwin Jr. on an Exhibit 10 if he clears waivers. Separate from that, Jordan Miller will return on a two-way contract. Not Patrick Baldwin, the way you framed it here. Jordan Miller. Kind of a difference. Just, you literally just read it? I literally just posted it. You are confused. It's not Patrick Baldwin Jr. who would return on the two-way. It's Jordan Miller will return on a two-way. It says it right there. Right there. Right there. Read it. All right. I'm only so annoyed right now because Happy Gilmore 2 put me in this mood, guys. A sequel so shitty, so offensive, so insulting to the people that hold Happy Gilmore in a special place in our hearts as one of our favorite comedies and maybe one of your favorite movies from the 90s. It's a comfort movie. It is one of my most referenced and quotable movies ever. Me and my friends watching Happy Gilmore, that is a good memory for me. I need to be able to hold on to that, but it's been desecrated by Happy Gilmore 2. It has been shat upon by Happy Gilmore 2. Is Adam Sandler washed? I mean, you could argue he's been washed for 20 years. You could argue he's not lost a step. He's lost a leg. He's lost a foot. Like, he is completely past his prime. CMB is garbage. Said you look like Adam Sandler. I'll take that. I probably have gotten that before. I've gotten Ben Stiller lookalike before, who has also, while is a great director now, his performance in Happy Gilmore 2 sucked. See, but Uncut Gems is not an Adam Sandler movie. It is a movie that has Adam Sandler in it. It's not a Happy Madison production. Like, let me tell you how shitty this movie was. Within the first 5 minutes, we find out Virginia Bennett was killed by an errant foul ball by Happy Gilmore that hit her and killed her. First of all, how many people did he hit with a long drive or a foul ball in the first movie? Did anybody die? I know somebody went rolling out of the house that got hit when he was showing off to the other movers and Will Sasso. But like, that's their angle. They killed off Julie Bowen immediately. One of the best parts of Happy Gilmore. So now she just shows up in his happy place or in flashbacks. And my God, the amount of flashbacks. Look at this shit. Look at how stupid they think the audience is. I am so offended by the amount of flashbacks they had to show. I know the movie's 29 years old. I know. Apparently, Adam Sandler couldn't wait for the 30th anniversary to release Happy Gilmore 2 because he needed the money, or as he's accused of very often, all he does now is take vacations with his friends and they happen to film it and turn it into a movie because that's how low quality these movies are that Adam Sandler puts out on Netflix that gave him like a $250 million deal. It's basically just an excuse for him to vacation with his friends and celebrities. And we'll get to all the awful cameos and how many of them there are in this movie and how unnecessary they are and how they amount to nothing but, ooh, I know that person. That means it's funny, right? No, the writing actually still has to be good. There actually has to be a joke that's good, but they didn't accomplish that ever. They brought in all these golfers of today that can't act. Like, when you have that many cameos of people who aren't actors, it's a bad way to go about this. It leads to a shitty movie when it's just cameo after cameo. I'm seeing these lists on like, I forget, I posted one of them, but like, can you find all 72 different cameos in the new Happy Gilmore 2 movie? Like, it's a fucking Where's Waldo or something? Like, the entire purpose of the movie is just to have cameos. Like, that is justifying this movie's existence, the cameos. No, it should be a good movie that happens to have some cameos in there. Not cameos are making this a good movie. They're not. Neither is all the unnecessary callbacks to the original where they actually show you the original scene of something. Like, we wouldn't know based upon the line that this is Ben Stiller's character. The line is pretty iconic. You're in my world now, Grandma. Everybody knows that line. Why are they showing us the actual clip in this movie before he gets the line off? Like, we wouldn't know who this character is supposed to be. The whole reason this movie is being made 30 years later is because of how quotable and how memorable the movie is. We know the characters. We love the characters. We know the lines. Why are you having to show us
Told me
this?
that I can do whatever I want with everyone in this room. Check out the name tag.
You're in my world now, Grandma.
You're in my world now.
What the fuck? He didn't. Just have him do the line here in the new movie. Don't go back to showing us the old movie.
Check out the name tag.
You're in my world now, Grandma.
You're in my world now.
Do they think we're so stupid that until that point we wouldn't have recognized who this character is? We wouldn't have recognized that's Ben Stiller? We fucking know. We're well aware. That is pathetic. That is so insulting to the audience. And they used, I don't know, a good 10 or 12 clips from the old movie to remind us, hey, this is that character. Do you get it? We're beating you over the head. Ha ha ha, it's that character. Remember how funny this was? Ha ha, member berries. Isn't this great? We have nothing new to offer here. So everything is just a nod and a callback to the original movie. My God. They took away my happy place. They took away one of my favorite movies. How often do my favorite movies have to be ruined? They got to ruin Star Wars with the prequels, and then 7, 8, and 9. Whenever that shitty Matrix show is, or Star Wars meets Matrix, that they put out recently, Arrested Development comes back. Hey, guess what? It sucks now. They had 3 good seasons. Leave well enough alone. They brought it back to Netflix 15 years later. It sucked. They do this every time. Dumb and Dumber 2 sucks. Zoolander 2. I didn't even like the first Anchorman, but I get it. But Anchorman 2, nobody talks about that. It's just a cash grab or a bunch of washed comedians that are resting on their laurels and have forgotten what it's like to grind because they're all rich now and the art is no longer in them. Steven Spielberg couldn't make a good movie to save his life anymore. How is Adam Sandler going to be relied upon to make a good movie? Yeah, they inserted the clip like it was a fucking YouTube reel. I'm sorry for all the language. I'm upset. Happy Gilmore is special to me. It's my favorite Adam Sandler movie. It's during a period where he was knocking them out of the park with Billy Madison, Wedding Singer, The Water Boy. He was killing it. And now this movie, it's like bad parody or satire. It's just cameo after cameo. I don't know if we got a joke here, but let's bring in Andy McDowell's daughter and this podcast that I have no idea about. I'm sure it's less obscure than mine, but all these celebrities from TikTok and who's the Paige Van Sant, who's the golfer, the attractive golfer, the blonde golfer. We'll have her in here as an instructor. It's just inundated with cameo after cameo of people that can't act and they're trying to pull off timing, comedic timing. Yeah, they broke me. I'm done. I'm cooked. Coming to America 2, coming to America that went straight to Amazon Prime, I turned that off in 5 minutes. But I like sacrificed my fucking brain cells for Happy Gilmore 2. I told some of my friends that also revere the original, like, hey, I'm going to sacrifice myself for you guys. I'll watch this so you won't have to. I had to make sure it wasn't going to be good, as if there'd be any doubt. It wasn't. The live golf thing that they're trying to parallel with the extreme golf stuff. Oh, it's just a CGI mess with effects and they're golfing in the snow. They destroy Shooter McGavin's character. I mean, he tried everything he could to pull it off, but it's just so bad. The amount of jokes that don't land, it's so bad. It's so cringe. I think there was like 45 minutes straight where I didn't smirk. Nothing. And they just keep bringing back characters. Oh, it's the son of this guy, the son of this guy. Who cares? Oh, you remember his original caddy that he choked out? Oh, now his caddy's older and he's choking out his caddy. There's nothing worthwhile at all. Have I watched a good movie this year? That is a good question. That came out this year? I should probably see F1. Like the way they film these movies too, it looks like it's done by AI, where it's so bright and colorful and it's not shot on film, it's digital, whatever cam, red cams or whatever they used, and the editing and the effects that are used, it just takes me out of it immediately. The oversaturated CGI stuff, I can't take it. It doesn't make it better at all. Like Gollum was necessary in Lord of the Rings, and that worked. Like there's some examples here and there. It's just so painful to have to keep seeing our childhood tortured by remakes and reboots and 30-year delayed sequels, legacy comedies, whatever they call them. It's awful. Is there any comedy where the sequel came out decades later and was better? Dumb and Dumber, the prequel or the sequel? No. Trying to think. The Super Troopers sequel? No. They rarely ever work. I mean, you can go outside the genre of comedies. Like how many good sequels are there in general that came out way later? The one that comes to mind is the new Blade Runner. That was great. But anytime, they try to reach back to their glory days or like the jokes aren't working anymore, Adam Sandler, like it's not like it's just leave it alone. Stop, please. I know everybody has to dig into their IP, intellectual property, and just continuing to give us the same stuff. We'll see a different version of Batman again. It's just always the same. It's the same. Nothing new is coming out. There's no creative juices left. Nothing new under the sun, I guess. Yeah, they run back classics and destroy them. Like Rogue One was really good, but for every one of those, or the first couple seasons of Mandalorian, or I guess Andor's great, we get all this crap too, and I don't think it's worth it. The first two Rush Hours were good. I don't remember much of 3. I don't even think I saw the whole thing. Happy Gilmore was a disgrace. And if you like Happy Gilmore 2, we don't see eye to eye. You're not going to understand me. You're not going to get me. Like I weep for the generation that believes that's good or a worthy sequel when it's obviously just Adam Sandler and his buddies and all his celebrity friends getting together saying, hey, why not? Let's see if we can squeeze a little bit more out of this story. Let's throw some mess at the wall. It is so hard to watch some of these scenes and them trying to be funny. It's just lifeless. I thought they weren't going to do Last Friday now because too many of the cast members are gone. Debo, the dad, you can't do it without them. I like Friday after next Friday and Friday after next. The last two, they were solid. Friday After Next is also one of the better Christmas movies. Ask Kawhi Leonard. He's brought that up before, his favorite Christmas movie. Joe said sequels to older movies, games always prove how untalented modern movie directors and game developers are. The way they push stuff out on Netflix, like they're all shot the same way. It's just, I hate the filmmaking stylistic choices they do. Shoot it on bleeping film and make it look good. As soon as I saw the amount of effects they were using in the 5-minute recap to start this thing and killing off Virginia Bennett, I was like, we're done here. There's no redeeming value to Happy Gilmore 2. How much he has to use his kids and his little joke with his daughter at the end, who's with him at AA. You sound like my dad, or remind me of my dad, and that actually is her dad. Oh, that's so fucking cute. Oh, I'm so happy you got your entire family in this, and it's a great little reunion for you and your family and friends to hang out and do a movie. But for the rest of us, we're actually hoping for some quality here and for you to care about the original and do it right if you're going to do it at all. I mean, the Cavill one's a low bar. I guess I'll take this Superman slightly over the Zack Snyder Superman, even though there are a few ideas in Superman versus Batman that I kind of liked. Overall, the movie's messy, but there's a few ideas I liked. But Man of Steel, I didn't enjoy. And it's like you go from one spectrum to the other where it's too dark and brooding and overly serious to now James Gunn comes in and just makes it so lighthearted that a guy can get shot in the head and 2 seconds later Lex Luthor's like, "What? I didn't know it'd go that quickly." And they just have to crack a joke and everything's undercutting the drama because it's so unserious. I don't love it, but if you like Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, you're going to like the new Superman, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan. I prefer Superman Returns from like 06 or 07, the Bryan Singer movie, where he jumped off of doing X-Men 2 and then did that. I like that. It's more traditional. It jumped in after the first 2 Donner movies. I thought that was cool. It's too funny for its own good at times, the new Superman. I'm not the biggest James Gunn fan, but it's infinitely better than this Happy Gilmore 2. Did they think that, the expectations will be low because it's going straight to streaming, so we won't disappoint people? You did. You still disappointed us. Many of us. There are dozens of us. No, I'm reading. I'm not alone in this take on Happy Gilmore 2 at all. Some people just want to say, just turn your brain off. It's a comedy. It's not The Godfather. Shut the F up. It doesn't have to be The Godfather for me to be able to critique it. I know it's trying to be dumb, but still funny. It doesn't achieve it. The original is obviously hokey at times, zany at times. It worked. This gets so far out there, especially the last 45 minutes with the golf tournament they have to save the purists at golf. It is miserable to watch. Haha, this guy's name is Screech. So we can bring up Saved by the Bell and try to make a joke out of that. Or this guy has a chainsaw on his hand. Isn't this funny how extreme they're being? Reggie Bush is in it. Oh, did you know that was Reggie Bush? Did you know? That means this is good, right? No. Just having cameos for the sake of cameos doesn't make anything good. You have to still make it funny. Just relying on cameos as a crutch is ass. I actually have some hope for the new Naked Gun. I love the first 2, and Leslie Nielsen is a hard bar, but Liam Neeson makes sense. I think he can pull it off if anyone can. Yeah, Spinal Tap 2, I'm worried about that. I always worry about them to some degree. Because now I always have to think about, even if I'm watching the original, that there was a sequel to this and how they bastardized some of the jokes by beating them into the ground. It's an abomination. I know it's just movies and stuff, but Movies are important to us as Americans. This is our art, what we do. And when they don't handle a beloved character correctly, yeah, it's upsetting. Honestly, last night I was like, that's the most upset I've been in a while. I mentioned some of the other stuff, like Indiana Jones, obviously, they ruined that. Star Wars is probably the best example of ruining something sacred, but it just continues to happen. I've kind of gotten to a point where I can get numb to it. I thought I was, but this Happy Gilmore 2 set me off. It did. Killed my happy place. I still quote that movie with friends. It's a good time. Like them trying to pay tribute with the cemetery scene to Bob Barker and everybody who had passed. And the Mister lady is just like, oh my God. And the whole, Shooter McGavin's been in a sane asylum for 30 years, which is the same thing that Dumb and Dumber 2 did. Like, it's such a bad take. And he's seething and wanting to get revenge on Adam Sandler's Happy Gilmore character. And then they have a fist fight and then everything's fine and they're going to band together. It is. The decision making here is ludicrous. I'm sorry I can't turn my brain off. I'm not stupid enough. And I'm pretty dumb, but not dumb enough to just completely sink into the couch and just enjoy something for what it is. Because what it is dog shit. Pieces of crap for breakfast. It is awful. Like, there is a way to still do these things and do them well if you care enough, if you want to put in the time, and not just slap it together for Netflix. Yeah, I haven't seen Terrifier 3 yet, but I enjoyed the first two. There are some people out there still doing it right. I mean, it's not everybody. Not everybody's washed. Go watch P.T. Anderson. You can go watch Tarantino movies. They're still good. Edward said, I'd rather watch Rockets versus Clippers Game 7 than Happy Gilmore 2. Thanks for connecting it back to the Clippers. Like, for example, the Clippers aren't just bringing back Chris Paul because he used to play for them, and it reminds you of the Lob City era and it's nostalgia bait. No, he's still good and can help them. That's the difference. It's based on merit. Happy Gilmore 2, all it is trying to make you go, oh, remember that part? Remember that scene? Oh, that's great. They're paying tribute to the original Happy Gilmore. You know how else you can do that? Just fucking watch it. Don't make a new movie that actually splices in scenes from the original so it's homage. Like, if you're going to make a new movie, you have to make it stand on its own to some degree. You can't just rely on us still being impressed because of jokes from 29 years ago. Stop just preying on us because people love nostalgia. You have to ask for them to do better. You have to demand better out of these people. You can't just have the bar so low that they trip over it. Like, people are saying, trying to tell me, oh, what were your expectations? What were your expectations? Like, my expectations were low, but holy fuck. I'm sorry that I can't help but have some expectations for a sequel. Yes, I'm going to have some built-in expectations when there was already a movie done. It is natural. These movies are trying to kill me. I don't get how some can just write it off. What do you mean Happy Gilmore original was dumb? Intentionally, at times. And it worked into the comedy aspect of it. There was enough, somewhat serious, grounded in reality stuff. Unlike this, an actual writing and effort put into it. I mean, Adam Sandler was he was smack dab in his prime in '96. He had the What the Hell Happened to Me album just come out. Dominating. He was like three-peating. It's a shame. I guess I'm not. Maybe part of me is happy that I'm not over. I'm not over being upset still by these things. I still care enough that something like this comes out and it will still irk me. I'm not just going to give in and just accept that it has to suck. They don't have to suck. They usually do, but they don't have to. Oh, yeah. The new Jurassic World. Great example. The Jurassic World or Park franchise. It's a joke. I'm sure there will be. Like, I love Cobra Kai, even though I love the original, especially first two Karate Kids. Cobra Kai works for me. I'm not against all this stuff. I'm just against doing it poorly and putting in the least amount of effort because you think you can disguise a miserable script with a bunch of dangling objects in the form of cameo, cameo, cameo. Oh, isn't this great that Travis Kelce is in it and Eminem? Look at Travis Kelce acting. Isn't this cool? He's very popular, right? Dating Taylor Swift, multiple time Super Bowl winner. Oh, isn't this funny that he's spiking a dinner plate because he's a football player? It's like, wait, I thought he was trying to act and not be the football player. But now he's chest bumping and just acting like himself. And that's supposed to be funny to me? Or Eminem being the son of Jackass, that guy, but also being Eminem and trying to fight the kids and then yelling, Detroit, what? And I just don't give an F and saying Eminem things. Like, are we just not taking it at all seriously that he's actually trying to act like he's the son of the Jackass guy? Because he's just being Eminem here. This is stupid. This is a bad SNL skit. TikTok stuff. Like, get out of here. You know what? Boban as the son of the guns don't kill people, I do guy made sense. That was a great casting. I'll give it that. And Boban did his best. But it's like, yeah, everything is the son of somebody or look who's grown up now. I'm embarrassed for Adam Sandler. I'm embarrassed to have the name Adam after that monstrosity. After that, just epic failure of a sequel. Please stop ruining our childhoods. If you're going to do it right. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend watching it, guys. Long story short, 2 thumbs down. Sorry to turn this into a movie review. Did I do this episode of Clippers Talk just so I could hit on Happy Gilmore 2? Probably. God, I can't even tell you how stupid it is that, like, the main new villain guy, the big thing about him is he has bad breath. And how completely unoriginal and tired some of the tropes are and the gags. Like, it is like that. That's supposed to be funny, and they're really pushing the envelope here. This guy has bad breath. We're going to make fun of him throughout the movie about his bad breath, or we're going to keep with the same gag of Happy Gilmore's a drunk now and he's hiding flasks everywhere, including in like golf balls and things. And like, they got nothing. Carl Weathers didn't die for this. I'm Adam Oslin. You've been listening to Clippers Talk, or whatever the hell this was.